Greetings, tortured souls of the internet. I am Doomitra Sinistera, vixen of fright, princess of darkness, and the unfortunate carrier of the eternal curse of living in the soulless suburban landscape of beige walls and happy garden gnomes. Welcome to my anti-valentine's day party. Tonight we reject the candy-coated lies of love and banish the scourge of hearts and cheap chocolates to the eternal void where they belong. Because love, much like my neighbors Karen and Dave's marriage, is a festering illusion. Come with me through an extensive ritual to curse love, cleanse our collective psyche, and balance the vomit-inducing hue of pink. Let's begin. Observe the horrors of suburbia on February the 14th. Not to mention couples discounts, lover specials at chain restaurants, sappy TV romances, love songs on repeat at the local drugstore, overpriced floral bouquets, and the most terrifying thing of all, cheap wine. What is one to do to combat this nightmare of February? Participate in an anti-Valentine's Day ritual, of course. But what exactly is this sacred bitter holiday? Let me elucidate. Anti-Valentine's Day is a celebration of rejection, a defiant middle finger to Cupid and his vile arrows. For 7 glorious days post-Valentine's Day, you can take part in rituals designed to purge the soul of heartbreak, cleanse the bowels of romantic delusions, and embrace the dark beauty of solitude. It begins with Slap Day on the 15th, dedicated to those who want to slap their exes who cheated on them, or anyone who did them wrong, giving them misfortune or stomach upset. More of a figurative slapping, if you will, as opposed to the physical violence. Then, Kick Day on the 16th. Again, a figurative kicking of the memories, gifts, and general negativity surrounding an individual of your choosing. Perfume Day on the 17th, for a bit of self-love and pampering. Who doesn't love an excuse to splurge? Although I'm just so difficult to shop for. Flirt Day on the 18th, where one forgoes apprehension and takes new chances. A day of dangling oneself out there, hoping to lure in a fresh catch. No teeny shrimps for me. I like the big fishes. Confession Day on the 19th, where one can own up to new infatuations and pour out the romantic feelings. If you've hurt someone, you could always just apologize. But that doesn't seem as fun. Missing Day on the 20th, when one should connect with someone that they missed in life. Quite a heart-tugging addition to this holiday. Then, to cap it all off, Breakup Day on the 21st. Self-explanatory. Rip off the band-aid and choose freedom from someone or something. I did not create these, but I do resonate with the themes and intentions of this festive holiday. Keep a lookout, as I will post an anti-Valentine's Day short for each of these 7 days and themes as they happen. Feel free to follow along and participate if you wish. While you contemplate that, let's return to the program of my anti-Valentine's Day party. Thank you, Minerva. Today I revolt. Today I say down with love. Allow me to recite my freshly penned ode to romance's demise and the betrayal of my Mr. FedEx man. Down with love, I say with spite. Its sugary lies and vile delight. It whispers sweet, then stabs the back. A wretched, cruel, relentless attack. The roses wilt, the chocolates rot. The promises made are soon forgot. The FedEx man, that fiendish knave, delivered heartbreak. How depraved. So light the pyres, burn the hearts, tear Cupid's wings and quiver apart. For love's a trick, a hollow charade, a shadowy curse that just won't fade. Down with love, its grip unkind. It chains the heart and binds the mind. Rejoice, my ghouls, in love's demise, and curse its name beneath the skies. It's official. Mr. FedEx Man joins Lance Bass in my burn book. Would anybody else like to piss me off today? My therapist has said that I'm still processing my feelings. They suggested some ritualistic healing practices. This whole anti-Valentine's Day party and subsequent 7 acts has been my interpretation and improvisation around their suggestion. Seems quite healthy. Hey, look at this. Ain't it cute? Valentine's Day celebrates love, but love is dead to me, so I decided to throw a funeral for it. Here we are in our finest mourning blacks, candles ablaze, and ceremonial coffin at the ready. Tonight I eulogize our dearly departed love with some heartfelt sentiments. We gather here today to mourn the tragic demise of love, a fleeting spectre who once danced upon the edge of our souls. Love, you were a cruel artist, painting our hearts with hues of joy, only to rip the canvas to shreds like Banksy. You perished under the weight of broken promises and shitty chocolates. You teased the eternal, yet you lasted only as long as a discount bouquet on clearance. Your smile was poison, sweet yet deadly. Now you are gone, and we are free. Rest now in eternal torment, you treacherous phantom, and may your name be spoken only in curses. Farewell. May the worms feast on your lies. For those of you who, like me, are finding solace in the shadows of rejection, here are some anti-Valentine's Day activities. While some labor away on cringeworthy sonnets and ballads, I prefer to stab the page with lines of brooding Gothic poetry. Here's one of my latest works from last Tuesday. Ode to the Little Caesar's Pizza Man. Your eyes, pools of despair. Your scent, pepperoni and lies. You promised me extramus bestis, but my pie is scant with pepperoni. If poetry is not your jam, try baking some black pepper heartbreaker cookies. They're vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and taste like ashes, just like romance. For a simpler suggestion, plan a date with the macabre, go to a cemetery, or simply stumble out in your backyard under the light of a full moon. Take some Edgar Allan Poe and toast to the beauty of despair. Now, my loyal minions of melancholy, it is time for letters of misery, anonymous internet tales of romantic despair I will read aloud for our collective schadenfreude. My boyfriend gave me a scented candle for Valentine's Day. I flipped it over to find a price tag. It was on clearance from the Christmas section. He's thrifty, I'll give him that. Another tale. She surprised me with a romantic scavenger hunt all about the house. It culminated with the last clue finding her in bed wearing my boxers. The only problem, they weren't mine. They were her ex's. Oopsie poopsie. The final in this triptych. We thought it would be fun to play a game of strip Jenga to spice things up on Valentine's Day. Strip Jenga. Now that's a creative idea. Things were going great until the front door slammed. The in-laws came tumbling into the living room with heart balloons and a picnic basket, intending to share a spontaneous surprise Valentine's Day lunch. Nothing topples romance quite like an unannounced visit from the in-laws. Thus concludes Letters of Misery. Remember, my dear ghouls, love is fleeting, but bitterness is eternal. If you too reject this day of saccharine lies, know that you are not alone. Keep an eye out for my shorts for each of the 7 days of the Anti-Valentine's Day celebration. Think of it like a dietary cleanse to help flush the bowels. Until then, embrace the darkness, eat a pint of black ice cream, and curse Cupid's existence. Rest in pieces, darlings, and may I haunt your dreams.